Box Bashers, what is crack-a-lacking? We are back again. These weeks are just flying by. This week we're doing a Singapore predictions episode.
Very excited.
Yeah, we've dabbled in like the preview stuff, but we thought this time let's have a cheeky punt. Let's throw like a cheeky fiver down and
go full-blown prediction.
Yeah, we're not making any money off the pod yet, so maybe this is how we get rich and we
unlock our gambling addiction, and we'll
quit our jobs.
Yeah,
that sounds great, doesn't it?
We'll start with the cheeky fiver. It always starts with a cheeky fiver.
Yeah, it's a harmless cheeky fiver, and then hopefully it doesn't blow out into
All we need to do is just chase our losses. I've read about this.
That's the technique, isn't it?
You chase your losses, and eventually,
and always double down.
Yeah, and eventually it'll flip, and then who's idiots?
Yeah, you don't quit out early. You keep going until you get that win, and you rein it back in. Yeah.
Just don't. We're not official. What's the word? Advice givers. That's just our methods.
Yeah. Do we have to have one of those disclosures as like, think of all the shit you could buy? It's like. I'm throwing down $5. I can't buy fuck all with that.
Yeah, these days it's not even a can of Coke.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even a coffee.
No, well,
I don't drink Coke. I'm a coffee fiend.
Well, that makes sense. You definitely can't get a coffee for $5.
$5.60 at the moment.
Where from? It's a cheeky shout out.
No.
Can we get a quick sponsorship from the local Gloria Jeans?
Gloria Jeans.
I don't know where you shop. I'm not a coffee drinker.
Anyway, how are you, big fella?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm here to bust your nuts and and talk some Formula One.
Well, I can't
I'm excited.
Wait. Yeah.
I'm excited. It's a great Monday.
Do you like Singapore?
The track or the continent?
Well,
or the country.
Okay. We could take it to the continent if you want. Have you been there? Have you?
No. Have you?
No, I haven't. No.
You're well travelled, aren't you?
I haven't been to Singapore, but I am eyeing off going to this GP potentially next year.
Oh.
Yep.
Cool.
So that's
I guess we'll skip that episode.
I'm saving my dollary dues for that one.
You have to have a quick return flight. To make the pod.
We could Skype it.
Yeah.
You could be in the studio running solo.
Cool invite,
Yeah. Well,
cool invite.
Yeah, I haven't got there yet. I was going to extend the invite, but
well, here it is. Here it is. We'll
take it. Difference is you got kids, I don't. So
if
naturally,
I can. If you're paying,
who said anything about paying?
Arrangements can be made.
Oh, well, I'm not paying.
Oh, Box Box Banter is paying.
Should we start
Chris will chip in
a Patreon? Singapore GP fund me.
Yeah, let's do it. Why Singapore there? Like real quick.
It's the closest one to Melbourne, and
okay. See, geography not my strong suit.
Well, the amount of money it costs to go.
It's the closest one to Melbourne.
Pretty much, like as in geographically.
As in, so you go to Melbourne as well.
Well, we're Newcastle, close to Sydney. So
whoa.
So Melbourne isn't exactly close for us.
Right. Wait, so you think Singapore's closer than Melbourne?
No, would you just shut the fuck up and let me get it out?
Give it to me.
The time and money that it costs to go to the Melbourne Grand Prix, which I've been to many times.
Sure.
Right. Because I used to live there.
Weird flex, but okay.
Well, what I'm saying is it's basically the same sort of cost and time frame of the flight to go to Singapore.
Okay.
So,
but you get to say you've been overseas and you're well travelled. You get to say that.
Well, you said that.
Well, you'll be telling me. Here you are telling the Box Bashers about what your plans are. You haven't even Mr. Worldwide. He hasn't even been there yet.
Just because you're jealous.
Well, I am jealous. If you go and you leave me behind, it'll be a bit sad.
Well, hopefully this gambling thing pays off. And
this is our
we can fund it anyway.
This is our ticket.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, for the episode, we're going to...
For the record, yes, I like the track. It's pretty good.
Yep.
Did you ask me a question?
Well, that was like 5 minutes ago when you refused to answer it.
To get around to the answer. And there you go.
Is this a track that you kind of, I don't know, feel excited about leading into the weekend? Or is this one of those ones where, whatever?
I feel a little bit like street tracks they're not full of entertainment like they should be. Like you just saw Baku. Like you'd think close walls, proximity, all the rest of it should produce good racing and incidents, which is, we'll hear that a little bit.
Well, last year was the fastest ever Singapore Grand Prix because there were no yellow flags or safety cars.
That's what I'm essentially getting to.
So hopefully this year overcorrects.
Should be good. I fear it won't be.
Yeah.
Singapore, like many times, is actually often time certain because the tracks. Well, sorry, it used to be before they changed the layout slightly and upped the average speed quite a fair bit.
They cut out that little chicane at the end, didn't
they? They cut out the tight under the bridge
chicane,
and there was the other chicane around the sort of mid part of the circuit. That was a fast chicane. They just make it a left-hander now.
Yeah.
A couple of changes that would have increased the average speed, but it was pretty often going time certain because they got the 2 hours of race time.
Yep.
In a 4 hour period. So, then that was because it was also a street track. You get one safety car, two safety cars, and you push right up to that limit.
Yeah.
But
I like Singapore. It was definitely one of my favorite tracks to race when I was younger. Playing, and I'd play the F1 games a lot more.
Back on the 2K12 days.
But yeah. Well, I wasn't going to date it, but show our age, then why don't you?
Just yours. I didn't say nothing.
Well, you're right beside me. So, I think as well because it's in our region, it's one of the more time friendly ones. As well.
If it was a day race, we'd be watching during the day.
Yeah, we're only really sport to that once, kind of twice with Japan.
There's a couple of times earlier in the year you had some decent sort of races, but it's a rarity for sure.
Okay, so title fight. We'll have a little chit chat about the title implications going into the round, and then we'll move into our predictions, and then we'll end on a Singapore hot lap.
Oh, sweet!
Yeah, see if you can beat Daniel Ricciardo's fastest lap from last year.
Can't wait to get there.
Throw the gauntlet down.
Sure.
Okay, so Oscar's currently on 324 points. He's got a 25-point margin over Lando Norris on 299. And then Max is starting to rear his head, just starting to poke his head in. He's just cracked open the door and just, hey guys.
Yeah, the last two races for sure.
Yep. So he's on 255.
Okay.
So do you think that Oscar can really afford another loss of points to Lando, or do you think it's more important that he has a strong bounce back weekend and get one over Lando again after kind of falling behind him over the last two races?
I think he needs a strong weekend. I think if Lando essentially gets 3 in a row, especially if he wins, and even if Oscar's second, that 25-point lead becomes a 18-point lead. And you could look like 3 races ago, he had a 34-point lead. Getting it down to 18, and then all of a sudden Norris getting this run of form. Obviously, Baku was shit for him and for the whole team McLaren, but getting this kind of a run together, I think it'd be not ideal for Oscar. He needs to flip the script here again. He needs to show and to also calm me down as well, to just get that win back, or at least finish ahead of Lando. Which I do feel like, we won't get into predictions, but I think it's important for him to get back on track and get one back on him. Monza, he didn't have the pace, and he took himself out in Baku. So he's had 2 in a row that he just didn't have anything for Lando, really.
I tend to agree, but I'm also curious to see if Azerbaijan was a legit one-off kind of brain fart type race weekend.
Well, they said earlier in the year that all of his like F2, F3...
and Renault
and Formula Renault. They were all clinches. He went into the final round close, and he performed. So I'm kind of like not too nervous if he lets it get to the wire.
So what you're saying is like he's quite strong at closing out seasons
with a closer margin, as opposed to getting all the way out there into the lead quite a fair way, and then he kind of has races like Baku where maybe he signs off a little bit. Maybe in Monza he's like, second's okay. And then comes third to the second place Lando. But I wouldn't be worried either way. Yeah. Right. But
you're essentially saying that you think Azerbaijan was a bit of a one-off. We're not expecting him to kind of have a weekend terribly wrong again.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think that was a shocker. 2 big mistakes over the weekend. It's not in his character to do that.
No.
And he's definitely doesn't seem to crumble under the pressure. I don't think he's going to look at that and go, I don't think he would come into Singapore saying, I need to win. I need to beat Lando. I think he's still thinking about Abu Dhabi and just needing to manage the gap. Very close, In the lead would be nice. The points gap will be nice. But I think he's not looking at next week and going, I need to win. Like he's looking at I'm still comfortable. Like everything's on track. We're okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess he knows how to close, like he has closed out seasons in the past or championships in the past, so he knows what he needs to do in order to get this done in Formula One. I do think that, Azerbaijan was super bizarre. And he looked very shitty with himself. Like he was disappointed in how
he should be embarrassed.
yeah. So I'd like to think that he typically does bounce back with revenge. He wants to rectify his mistakes. I mean,
you would have said that after Monza.
Well, look at even just
Baku and shut the bed.
Well, you can go all the way back to Australia. Like his never say die attitude got him out of the grass, and he still collected points. But then what did he do? He come back and he put it back to Lando to be like, hey, I'm not going anywhere. The other thing as well is it's kind of a weird part of the season where we don't really have a lot to go on, because at this point last year he was essentially nullified from the championship and told to kind of play wingman to Norris. Yeah. So we don't really know what he sort of looks like fully unleashed on these tracks. And like he still did pretty well last season, but that was with a thing of, don't pressure Norris really. Yeah. Let
You're
him,
always going to be letting him through.
Yeah. So
we've said all year that he struggled last year in the American circuits, but like you said, he was racing with one hand behind his back.
Yeah. So that it almost makes me even more interested to be like, all right, what does an unleashed OP look like going into these last 7 rounds? And
he's going to be clenching up a little bit. Like, you now have to be very serious. Time for mistakes and fuck ups is gone. Yeah. Especially like if Lando wins and whatever, and he gets it to 18 points, you got to look to Zandy and go, he would have thought his title aspirations were over. And that's how quickly it can change. If he does win and Oscar's least second, 18 points, that's nothing.
Yeah, I think
with 6 races to go after that.
Yeah, well, I think the pressure is probably still more on Lando's side because he's still got a gap to close up. So he's going to have to take more risks, and he's going to have to push Oscar harder than maybe Oscar has to push Lando. Yeah. So then when you come to a track like Singapore, and I know Norris was very good there last year, but it's all of a sudden when you're pushing hard in a track like this is a sort of track that can bite back. So if Lando does go in too hot and come out of the weekend with a DNF or no points, that is a huge blow to his championship bid as well. Yeah. And even last year, he was coming first. He had no pressure from anyone. And I don't know if you remember, but he tagged the wall a couple times and he almost took himself out just because he was pushing too hard. And that's a track that doesn't allow for mistakes.
And so was Baku. And unfortunately, Oscar had his mistake. So, yeah, I agree with you that the pressure's still off Lando. Like, no one would be, after Zandy,
off Lando or off Oscar?
Off Lando. Yeah. As in, he still has the work to do. Yeah. He's got the work to do, but he's kind of got that attitude of, there's not much I can do. All I can do is go out there and do the best I can. Like, Oscar's got the unfortunate situation of, you're in a little bit of two mindsets. You don't want to throw it away. He got away with it in Baku, points-wise. Yeah. He can't throw it away, so he has to be a little bit cautious, whereas Lando can go balls to the wall, which is where he's probably most comfortable. It's where Oscar would be most comfortable. But you're out in the lead 25 points with 6 races to go for the championship, for your whole year's worth of work. Yeah. So he will naturally have a little bit of, do I take that risk? Like, if the gaps were closer, if it was around that sort of 7 to 15 point range it's been all year, he'd be forced to go max out and send it. And that's where Oscar's best. Yeah. When he needs to send it, that's where he's at his absolute best.
All right. So as far as Max Verstappen is concerned, do you think that he's a genuine title contender? Do you think that, I know mathematically he's still in the fight, but do you think that he could still come from behind and snag a 5th world championship here? Or do you think it's pretty unrealistic?
It's unlikely. But stranger things have happened. And I think this weekend will be telling, defining. Yeah. If he does come out and is ultra competitive and wins, even though it's like, okay, it's only 7 more points or so into the lead of the McLarens, it's a small amount, but it shows they have made a real change to the car, which is evident they have. But we said in Baku, McLaren's qualified so far out of position, you don't really know what their pace was versus the Red Bull. So coming into Singapore, if Max comes in and kind of struggles and is at best 3rd quickest, I think after this weekend you could be pretty comfortable in saying, well, it's not going to happen.
What he's doing is he's putting pressure on McLaren in the sense that, like, McLaren have 2 guys who are genuine title contenders, and both of them want to win it. right? And they have these papaya rules of race hard but race clean. But as it gets more and more to the pointier end of the season, there is more likelihood that they're going to have some calamity, right? And who's going to be there to pick up the pieces? If you have an instance, say Singapore, where Norris and Oscar collide and both of them don't score points and Max comes through for a win and collects another 25 points, all of a sudden now...
It's a very different story.
It's very different.
And they need to look over their shoulder.
McLaren are in an uncomfortable position.
Yeah.
And is it then at that point that you go, okay, we have to cut the games. We need to back the guy who's in front.
Yeah.
You know, do they have to resort to that? Or do they stay true to themselves and go, if Max wins, and that's on us. But we race the way we race.
I mean, their biggest thing, if Max goes into Abu Dhabi mathematically in contention, they got to pick a driver. They can't risk it because both drivers, fuck your papaya rules at that point. If I was the drivers, I'm doing what I need to do to get the overtake done, to get the position.
Yeah.
But then if, God forbid, a mechanical issue takes over or they crash, Max is there. And he's going to be there.
Yeah, especially now that they seem to have kind of sorted out the car. Like, they've never had reliability issues. The Red Bulls never look like it's just going to blow up all the time or anything like that.
No.
The car's just been quite difficult to drive, and Verstappen has just been out of his skin, pushing it to its limits and kind of staying in there. I mean, what did we say? He had 6 poles,
I don't
5
want to
wins.
get into that. He got roasted on TikTok.
Well, it's not my fault. You can't count.
That was different. That was the wins thing. I couldn't count.
But yeah, I mean, it's whatever they've done with the upgrades now. It looks like, all right, well, he's not going to go away. He's not going to have a race where he's going to be down in 6 or something. He's probably going to be in that top 3 there. So they can't really afford any sort of mistake now.
And again, he's done this. He's a 4-time champion. He's closed out seasons.
Yep.
This is the business end of the season. They know how to go and win at these tracks.
They've been here before, right? Yeah.
Singapore has been a struggle for them in the past, but as soon as that hurdle's done, they got 6 races where they have every chance to go out and win. They've done it before. They've done it the last 4 years. We've seen Max do amazing things, and he's now going to have that over his head, where if you go and you do the business here, you're in with a shot, especially if those McLarens fumble just one time.
Well, he's had quite the September, hasn't he? Because he dominated Monza and got a win, dominated Azerbaijan and got a win, and then on his off weeks, he goes and does GT3, and he did his GT4 licensing to go into GT3.
Yeah.
Heads over to the Nürburgring, dominates that, and snatches a GT3 win. You'd have to say that not only is he on form, but he's enjoying his racing. So then a track like Singapore, which typically hasn't been very Red Bull friendly in recent times, again, you can't even take that like, oh, we can write Max off. They're not really good here. They don't really have the car here. It's like he's found some form right now, and he just had a blinder of a month. All the momentum's with him. So, is this the year that he works out Singapore? Is this the year that they have a car that can kind of compete there? And he's not going to be 20 seconds behind Lando Norris.
He's looking forward to getting to Singapore so he can get out of Singapore to head back to the ring. That's all he cares about at this point. Yeah. So the faster he gets that over and done with, the faster he can go back to his happy place and keep GT3 racing. That's where he's at.
Okay. Now, do you remember much of Singapore 2024 at all?
There's only one thing I remember.
Yep.
I don't want to get into it.
All right. Well, I will. How about we throw to a little recap that we've got prepared?
I'll
get you back up to speed of what happened at Singapore last year.
Love it.
Because I think that's still probably the best context coming into this year.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into our predictions of who we think will be winning and on the podium.
Give it to me, Daddy.
All right. What a difference a year can make. The Singapore 24 grid still included Zhao Guanyu, Valtteri Bottas, Kevin Magnussen, Sergio Perez, and Daniel Ricciardo, all of which would soon be replaced by a new generation of rookies. Franco Colapinto was in a Williams after they had just broken up with Logan Sargent. Logan Sargent? Who the fuck is that? Hamilton was depressed in Mercedes black instead of Ferrari red. And Carlos Sainz... That man can do no wrong. Sorry about that. The championship stakes were high. Is that a typo? No, okay, I'm just checking. The championship stakes were high, with Lando Norris trying to chase down a 59-point gap to Max Verstappen. Oscar Piastri had already been nerfed by his team after he was taking too many positions away from Norris in McLaren's bid for him to become McLaren's first world champion since 2008. Look at that. Some things haven't changed. The FIA were also in the midst of their no swearing policy, so Max just did all his fucking talking on the fucking track like a fucking badass. Qualifying saw Kick Sauber continue their season-long consistency of starting in P19 and P20. The team considered taking on a Viagra brand, as no matter what they did, they just couldn't get it up. After qualifying out of position in Baku, Perez was back in form after a Q2 exit and starting in P13. Tsunoda could smell an opportunity for the Red Bull seat and snatched P8. Unfortunately, that opportunity would smell like a giant steaming pile of doggy doo-doo, a stink that would be hard to remove. Hülkenberg flashed his big balls and was the highest placing Ferrari in a Haas, while Sainz continued his internal sabotage after Ferrari fired him by putting his car in the wall on the build-up to his push lap. Charles, not to be outdone in Ferrari's pain and suffering, didn't set a valid time and joined him down in P9. Oscar, put in the corner, set a time from his cuck chair half a second off Lando, who took pole. Lando said this pole was his favourite due to how hot and hard it was to take. To be fair, nobody likes cold, soft cock. Pole. Nobody likes cold, soft pole. 62 thrilling laps awaited the fans with a mixed-up grid on a challenging circuit. Spoiler alert, the best highlight of the weekend had already occurred with a red flag in FP3 thrown for a giant lizard stomping down the streets, and I should have just watched Godzilla instead. And none of those shitty remakes. Give me the 1998 original classic starring Matthew Broderick. Lando doesn't bottle the start as he keeps the Flying Dutchman behind him. Okay, now that has to be a typo. That's his signature move. Absolute sweet FA happens for the first 15 laps until Albon gives us the first highlight, a mechanical DNF. Williams has one of the crashiest seasons of all time, and this race, they don't retire on fire or in 1,000 pieces. This team, man, I just can't. Absolute sweet FA happens for the next 15 laps until Norris, 23 seconds ahead of Verstappen, locks his front right and gets away with brushing only the barriers, slightly damaging his wing. The Brit was going full send like he had something to prove, but doesn't go full send into the barriers. Lando, mate, I want to like you. I really do. But you make it hard when you don't commit. Next time, do what Max said and just release the brakes a little more and just smack that sucker. Then we can be friends. With the medium tyres lasting until lap 31 and Pirelli again making sure they nullify any chance of strategy playing a part in Formula 1, Piastri steps up with the only genuine highlights of the race. The Aussie sends his sparking McLaren around the outside of not one, but two Mercedes as he climbs his way into third place. With Norris busy flirting with the walls, Oscar wanted no part of his sloppy seconds, sitting 20 seconds behind Max Verstappen. Absolute sweet FA happens for the next 15 laps until Ricciardo is unfortunately passed by Ocon and Magnussen. K-Mag's race would end the same way as career. Premature and sad, with his car being retired with 2 laps remaining. Leclerc hunts down Russell for P5 and Hamilton finds the motivation to punch in a P4 finish. Daniel Ricciardo refuses to go outside and straps on a new set of softs to leave F1 as the fastest man on track one last time, giving himself his own send-off. Norris missed out on his first Grand Slam due to the Honey Badger, saving Max Verstappen from surrendering another deadly point to the Brit in the championship battle. The tactic ultimately leading to the FIA removing the fastest lap point and finding more ways to dull the sport. Bravo. Max's lead was reduced to 52 points with 6 races remaining, and Daniel Ricciardo's career came to a sad and disrespectful close. We're not crying. You're crying. All right. So, predictions for the Singapore Grand Prix.
That was just real quick, that was a nice little hybrid retelling speedrun caption thing there. Yeah, nice.
What was your favourite part?
You got some good crackers in there.
Yeah.
Your dick joke got me.
You do love the dick.
I don't mind it.
Yeah. You've always been a dick person.
In a joke context.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Could have fooled me.
Bit of innuendo always gets me.
Yeah. Your favourite type of humour?
Yeah.
And in your endo?
Yep. Exactly right. bit of a... What did you say the other day? Gen Zs don't like sex. We got to cut the sex jokes.
No, that's not what I said. Nice try, though.
I'll take you out of context.
Yeah. Whoa, way to misquote me on the podcast. No, I said Gen Zs are having less sex and drinking less than any other generation before.
That's right, you can cut it there. But we didn't take the sex jokes yet, is what I'm understanding. They don't get it.
Well, I like them.
I like them too. Yeah, but that might be our
Gen Z.
biggest...
You can quote me on that.
Keep that interesting. Yeah, that's a hard quote.
All right, well, we're doing a very Gen Z thing right now. One thing they do have on over other generations is their love of throwing down a cheeky fiver.
Well, who doesn't? Who doesn't? Am I right? That's the best way to enjoy sport.
Yeah.
With a filthy addiction.
Enjoy or
depends
just
how it
be
works out.
sweating and stressful and furious.
Depends how good you are.
Yeah. Oh well, we're about to find out, right? So I'm looking forward to placing down a couple of cheeky fivers.
Depending on how this race goes next week, this part might just be cut from the episode and post.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to see how we go, and then reviewing it next week and seeing how.
See if we get our money back or not.
Yeah,
effectively.
That'd be nice. Okay, so for an outright win.
So what markets do they actually have for Formula One?
Not much. So
because the racing's pretty scant on the.
Yeah, so unfortunately you can't put down multis, which I guess
that's crazy.
What's the only multi you could do? I guess a placing. Which is
you could do like a teams, best teams, point accumulation.
Yeah,
put like a driver win in there, and then podium finisher, top 10 finisher, DNFR. There's markets there if they wanted to delve into it.
It's very interesting that there isn't much option.
No, people mustn't. And don't get me wrong. Outside of this environment, I've never bet on motorsport. There's just far too many variables.
Yeah,
far too many variables. It's not betting on the NBA team versus your NBA team. Where it's pretty safe.
50-50.
Yeah. I mean, often not even that. Even,
Yeah.
Generally, you're pretty right. Or maybe like NRL, where it's only 13, 14 games, whatever it is a year. So it's not like NBA where it's 82. They're going to take games off effectively.
Yeah.
There's just way too many variables in racing. So I wonder how many people actually bet on it and make a livelihood out of it.
Well, yeah. I don't know about livelihood, but yeah.
You don't think there's professional gamblers out there?
Yeah, but I guess we'll go through the odds. The odds aren't anything overly significant. And this season, it's been 3 guys that have won the races, and then once was won by Russell.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess it's very, if it was more, I don't know what IndyCar's like. I've never watched Indy, but if it was like, there's a shot that any 20 drivers could legitimately win this thing.
Yeah.
Already, it's a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
But Formula One, it's like 2 to 3 guys are going to win it. Pretty much race in, race out, unless something calamitous happens. So
this sort of, I mean, other seasons that it's not so cut and dry.
Yeah.
But I'd say, they said 2021 was a rarity, and that was 2 individual drivers that were pretty much winning everything. And even that was a rarity to have that kind of competition.
Well,
because normally it is your big
Red
team.
Bull's most dominant year, 2023, where they won literally every race bar one.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the odds were on Verstappen? Is that you wouldn't?
But you pay
never
exactly.
play.
It's like $1.01.
Yeah.
Every race, and so you put a $5 on, you get $5.05 back. It's like cool.
So this week you can math.
Yeah. Oh mate, give me gambling odds on math.
Okay, so Sportsbet have Lando and Oscar both tied on $3 as
So I'm
for a
actually
win.
surprised it's
For a win.
so high.
I guess because it is really between those two. It's hard. It's not, one hasn't really been dominating the other, right? It is kind of a 50-50 between
But
those two. Most
throw a
rounds.
fiver on it, you're almost guaranteed $15.
Yeah.
Almost guaranteed $15 right there.
Almost guaranteed
Still,
15 bucks,
depending on
right?
who you pick.
Yeah.
But
Max is just on the outside of that at $3.25.
I'm surprised by that. That is so close.
Yeah. Well, again, he's got the same amount of wins as Lando.
Yeah, I just mean with Red Bull's history at this track.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's a good point with this history. Yep. Maybe they know something we don't.
Maybe they don't maybe they don't look that deep into it. They're just like, he's pretty good. Throw him a decent number.
Yep. Charles Leclerc is your next best odd at $10. George Russell at 21. Lewis Hamilton at 26. And then probably most surprising, they've got Kimi Antonelli at 71 as your next best odd.
If you're winning your first race in Formula 1 history, I doubt you're doing it at Singapore.
Yeah.
It's probably my...
Like, I would put...
Oh, so you're saying that's quite low.
No, I'm saying that's quite high. I mean...
So you'd have him a lower number. So
yeah, I was going to say I'd have Carlos above him.
No, that's what I'm saying. So the 71, that's quite...
Yeah.
You're saying it's quite a low...
Well, even his positioning, like he's 7th out of the 20 drivers as favoured to win.
I'm surprised that
I would have him outside of the top 10, probably.
Well, yeah.
Like I'd probably put both Albon and Sainz ahead.
Yeah. I mean that's probably fair enough.
You know, I'd probably put Alonso ahead. To be fair, too.
I mean, because if Kimi's winning, something has gone majorly wrong.
Yeah.
With at least 6 cars.
Yeah, almost half the grid.
So there's a good chance he's out of position anyway.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they've got Hamilton so far behind Charles. Like he hasn't been that far behind him this year.
Yeah. So what you reckon he'd be more in that $15 mark?
Yeah. You've put him behind Charles because he has been, but not. Was he $16 behind him? Like, that's rough. That's worth your cheeky fiver if you're like extra cheeky. If you're feeling real loosey goosey.
Yeah. Okay. And then the odds go all the way up to most of the field is at $501,
which is your max.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we'll start here. So for the race win, who should we chuck a cheeky fiver on? I'll let you start.
I really hate, but since money's involved, I'd almost want to say Lando.
Yeah. Based off his form from last year?
Based off his form from last year, and again, coming off of Baku.
Yeah.
Street track. Oscar might have it in his head a little bit about the mistakes he made, maybe give an extra fraction of space to the barriers, and that affects your speed. And the reason I picked Lando over Max is, as we've said 100 times, they have not... Antonio Giovinazzi has led more Singapore laps than Max Verstappen. Singapore's the only track on the calendar.
Jeez, so that's a stat.
Max has not won it.
Yeah.
Like, this is all proof that they have not got their head around Singapore.
Had he won Monza before?
Max?
Yeah. Or was this...
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
But that's a firm probably.
Well, I'm trying to think, because there wouldn't be many tracks left on the calendar he hasn't won. And obviously this is one of them.
The only
one. Oh, it is the only one. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Right, so... see, that almost then makes me think Max.
But is it worth the 25 cents? That's what you're gambling here.
Well,
After picking a McLaren, which is 80% of this season has been a shoe-in for the win, would you risk 25 extra cents, $1.25 with your $5 bet to pick Max, who I think that's pretty... They should have him...
Well, let's be real.
If it was paying $7, I'd say that's worth a cheeky fiver.
Yeah,
because there's a good chance and you get a decent return.
Well, let's be real. The race is going to come down to who can qualify first, right? Because that's how it always comes down.
Yeah.
Now, I would almost go for Max because of his ability to just continuously out-qualify the McLarens.
Yeah.
And Azerbaijan was a street track. They obviously had some upgrades that he liked. And what did he do?
Even Yuki had a better performance there.
Yeah.
So the upgrade worked.
So that does kind of go... I don't see any reason why they can't carry that form in. Probably what scares me is McLaren, their race, like their car looked all over the shop last weekend or last race week. They were just understeering everywhere. They were very slippy, slidey. This should be a more grippier track for the McLarens, right? Hotter temperatures.
Yeah, I think that's the big takeaway.
So even if Max out qualifies the McLarens. There's
I
a
don't
good
think
chance
he'd
the
hold that spot.
McLarens, will have better race pace. So
That's why I agree with that, because you can keep the heat out of the tyres for your one lap quali dash. So Max, if there was a pole award, I'd almost give it to Max.
Mhm.
But there's at least 2, maybe 3 DRS zones.
Yeah.
Like plenty. There's actually plenty of overtaking
Okay.
spots on this track.
So if I was to make a case for Oscar, being that we don't have really a lot to, I guess, back him for this circuit.
I mean, did he get? We just did the retelling, but did he get a podium last year?
Yeah, he got third.
Third.
Yeah. I think that he has it in him to out-qualify Norris, which should immediately then give him the better strategy. It should, right? But I do think that Lando, I don't know, they're both probably coming in with a bit of pressure, but I think Lando needs to probably push harder to get points on Oscar, which makes him more likely to have an accident. And we saw him last year tag 2 walls with 0 pressure.
It's hard to bet on these drivers having an accident.
Yeah.
Like
So you want
the
to
problem.
bet on them on merit. So on merit,
Yeah,
then,
like I
are
don't
we
think
going
it's hard to
Lando?
bet on a driver having an accident.
Yeah.
Especially when we're looking at the drivers that are likely to win.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen often. Like
Okay.
Oscar did a real fuck up last week. You said yourself, Lando last year with 27 seconds in the lead made a mistake, but he still managed to keep it above board.
Yeah.
So it's hard to bet against, and I don't like, it seems just yucky to put money on him, but yeah, I'd almost got to go Lando for the win. Yeah.
Okay, let's look at it. Okay, so then who do we think will podium finish as well with him? So what we'll do is we'll hit 1 podium finisher and then 1 wild card
So
for a potential podium. Yeah.
Something a bit out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd say, obviously, straight away, you'd almost definitely say a shoe-in for podiums, obviously Oscar and Max.
Yeah.
So I feel more comfortable about Oscar in that situation between those two as a definite podium getter.
Yeah. Well, both McLarens are paying $1.29 and then Max is paying $1.33. So not really much in them at all.
Yeah.
So
unless something catastrophic happens, which again, you can't really bet on that.
Yeah.
There's no reason Oscar won't be on the podium.
Yeah, I think even if Max makes it, there's a good chance it's those 3. So it doesn't really matter where Oscar is, if it is first,
I
second,
just
or
feel
third.
slightly stronger about Oscar than Max. Being on that podium.
I agree. Oscar's going to be on there somewhere for sure, whether it's first, second, or third.
Yeah.
Even if Lando doesn't win it, and Oscar wins it, he's on the podium, right?
We'll cash out an $1.29 bet there.
Yeah. All right. And the wild card. Now, I'll run through the odds outside of those 3.
Yeah.
And then we'll see if we can hammer in on someone as a potential wildcard podium.
Yep.
I guess should something go wrong with those 3 drivers. So Charles Leclerc is your next best at $1.93. So he's pretty favoured, to be fair. He's won Singapore before, I'm pretty sure. And he's qualified pretty well there. So
I think he's always in the mix.
Yeah. George Russell, $3.50, followed by Lewis Hamilton, $5.50. Then you got Antonelli again, $15. And then it takes quite a big jump to Carlos Sainz, paying $41. And then you've got Isaac Hadjar and Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda, all 3 Red Bulls on an equal 51 for a podium.
Meanwhile, Max is paying $31.
Yeah.
I love it.
50 times the amount of.
Yeah.
Alex Albon, Fernando tied on 71. And then beyond that,
You probably,
you're starting to get into
something's absolutely silly.
Yeah.
So it's funny, like recency bias for sure, but I almost like Sainz's chances.
Yeah, that's the one that stands out to me straight away. Carlos Sainz.
He's won at the track before.
Yeah.
You mentioned before 2023, the one driver that wasn't a Red Bull driver to win a race.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't fact check us on TikTok. But I'm pretty sure that's right. Anyway, it was Sainz at Singapore.
Yep.
So
I think you are right.
I'm right about that,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I'm not like 1,000% sure that he was the only non-Red Bull driver to win that
Be
year. So
careful,
again,
them TikTokers are going to come after you.
we've been absolutely fucking hammered this week,
They get angry.
which is fine.
Yeah.
It's really okay.
Hey, the show's called Box Box Banter for a reason.
Just don't block us from being able to reply to your comments, please.
Yeah.
It's just a friendly shit chat.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was the only non-Red Bull driver to win a race, and it was at that track.
Yeah.
So he's got form at the track. He's obviously got recent form coming straight off of a merit podium.
Yeah.
Something didn't have to go wrong. He got that on merit. Similar track, temps are up, sure, but It wouldn't be that left field. If it's the wildcard category, I think it'd be absurd for him to back-to-back podium. So that makes me shy away. Like the odds of that.
But the flip side of that is he's got a lot of confidence. He knows he can win Singapore because he's done it before.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why he shouldn't be going in with less confidence than Albon, who hasn't really had much success there at all. So
I think for me, it'd be between Hamilton and Sainz.
If
we're looking at a wild card.
Yeah.
Naturally, I think Charles is probably also like close, but that's too easy.
Yeah.
I think Max and Charles are too easy for a wild card category. Hamilton hasn't had a podium this year yet, first season of his career. It's got to happen.
Outside of that one sprint race.
That doesn't count. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think that he's obviously got a lot of experience at the track. He's won it before.
Yeah.
Getting to the pointy end of the year, he's going to be getting more desperate to get. And his, dog just died, so he's got a little bit of give one back for Roscoe.
Is that official?
I'm pretty. I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
I just thought
he's
it was
in a
coma.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. We could be breaking news. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm probably more reluctant to do the Hamilton one because I think if the Ferraris are looking good here in Singapore, I think I think Leclerc gets it over Hamilton. And like both Ferraris have been pretty absent from the podiums most of the year. Yeah. So whilst, you could argue Hamilton's due for one, I don't think it's here at Singapore. I think it's going to be more likely Leclerc that would pip that podium.
I mean, he was pretty good in Baku. Like he qualified nowhere and he was able to drive back to the field. So, I think it's between Hamilton and Sainz. Yeah. And you can make the final decision.
Okay. Well, I guess if we're being a little bit more sensible, we'd probably go Hamilton. Sainz is definitely the real wild card.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at Ferrari versus...
Yeah.
And as much as Carlos got that win, it was in a Ferrari.
Yeah. All right. Let's look in Hamilton then. Let's look in Hamilton. Let's see.
We're going to look like fucking heroes if this pays off.
Yeah. I like the thought that, he's going through something somewhat traumatic with his dog.
And he seems very sad about it.
Yeah, and that he might want to be on the podium to dedicate it to Roscoe.
It might also just refocus him.
Yeah,
like his whole his whole year has been the car's so shit.
Yeah,
whereas now he's got a personal thing going on. He might come back to the car and kind of just be like, I don't care. I don't care about the car. I just want to get in and drive it.
Yeah,
let his natural ability take over.
Take some of the thinking out of it.
Yeah, just let his natural ability take over. Get in the car, just drive it. Drive with La Passion and whatnot. And that might pay off.
Okay.
Instead of just, what's going on? I can't figure it out. I don't know. Just get in the car and drive the fucking thing.
You've already told me. I've already hit his name.
Okay. Cool.
So
cool.
$5.50. So we'll go ahead and place a bet. So what do we have?
Three cheeky fivers.
So Lando for the win, Oscar to podium, and Lewis Hamilton as our wild card podium finisher, potentially.
I don't like betting against the home team, but there's money on the line. It's serious business.
Yeah.
Can you navigate the app? That's the real question.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so $5. So, hang on, what am I doing? Total stake $15. Yep. So our potential returns.
So 3 individual bets.
Our potential returns of $48.95. So that'll go into the Singapore fund.
Yep. For the next preview / prediction app.
Yeah. And we on.
There you go. Put our money where our mouth is. Let's see how much we really know.
Yeah. I look forward to next week and reviewing it.
Yeah.
See how far off we were. So we're back again on the Box Banter casting couch.
Thanks for having me again.
How romantic is this? The lighting, beautiful. The mood.
It is great.
It's quite the setting to take you on a lap around Singapore.
Take you on a tour of the track.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for a better place to do it.
Hey, I might actually pay you too.
Well,
tell you what, if you can beat the lap record of this track, I'll pay you.
Okay.
I'll give you our winnings. I'm feeling good about our winnings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So before I get you to take us through a hot lap of Singapore, we'll just go through some of the things that you need to know going into the weekend. So,
very nice.
Now round 18 of 24.
Yep.
So So we're running out of races.
We're getting there.
Quick.
We're getting there. It's been a slog. To think they only used to be 20 is pretty crazy. Like not that long.
Me personally, like on the off weeks, I find them long. I'm just like, I'm just hungry. I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. To think only 6 years ago, we would only have three, round 18, 3 races left.
Yeah.
24 races, that's a lot of rounds.
We are spoiled.
For a world championship.
Now, Singapore takes place over the 3rd to the 6th of October. Now, these are all local times. So, you've got FP1 happens at 7:30 on Friday night. Yep, PM, of course. FP2 is then at 11 o'clock. I know you're hanging for FP2.
Oh, mate.
11 o'clock on Friday night.
Catch me there. Catch me watching free practice.
FP3 is at 7:30 on the Saturday night, and then qualifying is at 11.
That's surprisingly late.
You want to watch that one together?
Yeah, we'll watch it together.
Make it a date.
That's surprisingly late.
I'll have you back around to the casting couch.
I'm surprised I haven't got the job yet. I'm feeling a bit used.
Well, yeah. You've noticed, damn it. I guess because it's a night race in Singapore, that's why it does push the timing still back a bit. So,
Well, I'm guessing what I don't want to spoil it.
Hey.
What's the race time?
Race time is at 11 as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been 10. I feel like normally they push the race an hour earlier than qualifying.
Well, this is according to the F1 website.
I'm sure it's right.
And I'm sure that this isn't the broadcasting.
No.
But yeah, usually they do.
I thought the race was like an hour earlier, so then the finish
maybe it's different for night races. Okay, so now the circuit is 4.94 kilometers, so it is a pretty lengthy circuit, one of the longer ones.
Bit of girth to it.
Quite, yeah. I mean, hey, you're talking to the girth master. I'm all about the girth.
Okay. I know. That's why we're on the casting couch.
Now it's a street track, as we know.
Right.
The track was designed by what was his name? Herman Tilke. So his name keeps coming up.
That old chestnut.
Yeah, he's
all these modern tracks are.
Yeah, he's responsible for all of them, isn't he? Yeah. Now, do you remember when Singapore was first introduced into the calendar?
It'd be 0809. I think Crashgate was 09, so it'd be around then.
Yeah, 08.
Yeah. 08.
62 laps we get of the circuit, and who do you think owns the fastest lap of all time?
And that's race lap, isn't it?
Yep.
Probably Hamilton. W11.
You would be wrong. The time that you need to beat is owned by Daniel Ricciardo.
Was it last year?
Last year, yeah. Yep. So 1 minute 34.486.
What is it? 1 minute.
1 minute 34.486.
I don't know if I want to take my boy's record.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I want to be the.
So you're going in with a bit of
fastest-
confidence. I love it.
Well, I'm just saying. I don't know if I feel comfortable beating him. I want it to be his and his alone.
Well, we'll see. You know, I have more faith in Daniel Ricciardo than I do you.
Fair.
I know you're hampered by controller. It is the elite controller.
He goes and be's the fastest man in the history of the world around Singapore, and then they drop him. Like, how's that?
Yeah, that's just
How's that go?
Red Bull didn't deserve him, did they?
No. Yeah. Come around here, Danny. Come around here.
Come around. We'll have you on the casting couch.
More than welcome.
Show us around Singapore.
Yeah.
Show us how you did it.
We'll pop a bottle of DR3 eventually once we can get the cork out, and we'll get it done.
Hey, we found, it might have been in thousands of pieces, and we might have consumed some.
Yeah.
But we got it open.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add with Singapore that you need to know?
Like before we head out on track,
Pretty much covers all the basics.
Yeah.
So, why don't you take us around a sighting lap, formation lap? It's funny.
Inside tips and tricks on the track.
Yeah, I watched Verstappen race the Nürburgring.
Yeah,
and obviously
because you got all the time on your hand.
Yeah, I'm a free man.
For sure.
The formation lap around Nürburgring took 20 minutes.
That's not surprising, and that's also silly. All right, so we've got turn 1, about 75-meter board. You want to keep your pace up through here, keeps that inside curb. And this is a tricky traction zone.
Traction zone?
Yeah.
Wow.
And here you want to be as far to the outside as you can and just let the car roll through.
Yep, brush the wall there?
Brush the wall on the exit. Just a brush, You don't want to clobber it.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss it. You want to brush it.
Yep. Okay, that's key, brushing.
Yeah, you look about 75 meters here again and again here. You just want to eat up that curb.
Nom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, be careful of understeer here because see that wall? See that wall comes and gets you. That was a demonstration.
It was my nom-noms, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
No, that was a demonstration on purpose.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's why I said you got to look out for the wall.
Yeah.
You want to be mid-track here.
Not what to do.
No, exactly. This is what not to do. Mid-track on the entry of that corner, so you straighten up your braking zone.
Yep.
Then through here, you want to keep it.
That chicane's the son of a bitch, eh?
Yeah.
Ooh, another
yeah.
wall.
See, straight, nice and straight there. So I didn't do my sliding laps in this car, so this car's a handful. Like, Daniel Ricciardo really had his hands full to get this lap done.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bitch, was it?
Yeah. And then again, so luckily this isn't my fast lap. So that exit there, you got to be real careful of that white line because it has heaps of space out there, but it'll delete your lap.
Yeah, okay. So that's a track limit there.
Yeah. And come up here again, you're looking at 75 meters. You want to just carry the pace through here. This is a tricky little area to get the traction down. And just far to the right to get.
Are you braking there?
Just a touch.
Yep.
Just load the nose up.
Just tap it in.
Yeah, just load the nose up and just get through the corner.
Yep. Pretty technical track, isn't it?
It is.
Lots to look at too. Like,
Yeah.
Especially
during the day. Like,
Yeah, well,
that Ferris wheel. I've never actually noticed that Ferris wheel.
you can't see it at night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I actually think it's better to watch as a day, like during the day, than at night. You know,
Well, they go practice and whatnot's generally in the day. Well, you just said 7:30, so I don't know what that is in Singapore time, but
it is. Yeah, you do get to watch at least FP1 during the day.
Yeah.
And it is very odd. You kind of go, oh, what the hell?
what's wrong? Yeah.
I'm supposed to be watching Singapore. What the fuck is this?
Like, because I know the old tracks, the old game, sorry, Singapore was at nighttime practice. Well, it didn't matter. You had no choice. Like, they didn't develop the game with the daytime option.
Yeah.
So it's also pretty cool that they've incorporated that into the, like, it's been around for the last few games, obviously. But that's a cool change they made.
Yeah, I mean, one of 3 night races, and you know, maybe we should have said it tonight, but it is much more visually appealing during the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, are you towards the end of the lap here?
Yep, getting towards the end. So all this part, so like here, you used to duck through, and the old layout, you'd do like a bus stop chicane, come out onto the bridge and whatnot.
Yep.
One of the changes they made to up the average speed of the lap.
Good change, I think. The track feels more flowy.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are. Take, what's this, 3?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I've never claimed to be a professional.
Well, I have. My reputation's online here too.
You're right.
Okay, so 1 minute 34.486 is what you need to beat. So down the front straight, DRS open, you're into corners 1 and 2, nice and clean. Plenty of curb there, that's good.
Yeah. That traction zone of the exit 3 makes me nervous.
Yeah, well, you navigated it pretty well. Plenty of curb there. Didn't brush the wall.
Yeah. Didn't brush the wall, it's a bit of a failure. I'm trying to just get a lap in so I can go home.
Yeah, it could be a long night here if you don't get a banker. You were very easy or gentle on the brakes there. Yeah. You're leaving a lot of time on the track, I feel.
Well, like you said, a banker's better than nothing. Yeah. And I'm happy for Dan to keep this record.
Plenty of curb there, so it was came close to that wall.
That's what you want. Nice straight braking for here is the key.
Yeah, this is a tough braking zone. I hate this part of the track.
It's such a tough acceleration
for the back straight. DRS is kicked in.
Yep, there it is.
So it's a tidy lap. I don't know if you're going to beat Dan's record. Plenty of inside curb there. Wow, you stayed right away from that white line.
I don't want to stuff it up this far into the lap. I've gotten further into the lap than this.
So you're coming up into the last final few corners. This is where you cut the initial corner. Nice, pretty clean. Still took plenty of curb.
Tough acceleration zone, another one.
Yep.
There we go.
Nice and fast through there. Back onto the front, over the line. All right, so you got a 1 minute 30. Wow.
0.3.
That was much quicker.
Yeah.
So
smoked Dan.
Yeah.
What if it's the daytime conditions? Maybe they've got it wrong. It's actually cooler during the day than nighttime.
They should clearly be racing in the afternoon. Yeah. So yeah, you smoked Dan by 4 seconds. So your record stands at 2 losses, 1 win. So
I'll take that.
You're coming back. Yeah. So you can do it. You just gotta focus. You know.
I'll take the win. And this is very this is accurate. This is 2024 Daniel Ricciardo RB.
Yep.
2024
spec. Yeah.
2024 spec because the pod hasn't, or Codemasters or EA, sorry, haven't come out and given us a copy of 2K25 yet.
Yeah, they get free advertising here. Just flick us a free copy.
Flick us a free copy,
so
and
we
then
can get updated.
We can start running the 25 cars and liveries and drivers. You know.
Good stuff. All right. So we'll wrap up the episode, and I'm looking forward to Singapore.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week with our post-race review.
Post-race review
and achievements.
Yeah, and talk about how well we did with our predictions this episode.
I'm looking forward to that. I tell you what, proud of you for making it through Singapore cleanly and still getting the record there. So.
And Box Bashers will never see how many attempts it took.
4, 3, 4. Yeah.
Stupid track limits. That's the problem with Formula One.
Yeah. GG's.
All right, cool. See you in Singapore.
See you then.